Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked out American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the pertaining from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
And good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is meteorologist Heather Kane. It's time for our daily hail forecast. We got to thank our sponsors first, though. We got the C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, as well as American Contractor. Thank you guys, as always, for sponsoring our video. So let's jump right into our weather headlines. We do have a marginal chance to see some severe weather down in Florida. It looks it's going to be very isolated, very marginal. We'll talk about that. And then this weekend looks pretty quiet, really nice across most of the United States. But as we get into next week, especially the second half of the week, we have to keep an eye on things, as it looks like we may get into a bit of an active pattern for a few days. So we'll take a look at that as well. So we do have a few events coming up. This is still not for another 2 weeks, but we have the OU Iowa State tailgate on November 20th. The time is still to be determined. So if you haven't gone to any of these yet, they're a lot of fun. We have free food, free beer. We have the game on a TV outside as well under a tent. So if you haven't gone to these yet, they're a lot of fun, and I highly recommend even just to talk and hang out, just watch the game. And then we do have another tailgate, but it's not going to be in Norman. We're actually going to go to Stillwater, Boomer Sooner, though, because we're pretty much OU people here, at least here in the Hale Palace itself. But yeah, this is the Bedlam tailgate, and that is the following weekend on November 27th, and that time is also to be determined. So if you haven't heard yet, it's almost that time of the year again to set your clocks back. That's going to be on Sunday. Make sure you do that before you go to bed on Saturday night. The times will be changing at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. Make sure you also change those batteries in your smoke detectors. That's recommended to do every 6 months to a year. And the good thing, though, I mean, you get an extra hour of sleep, right? So I'm excited about that. I love my sleep, but we're losing an hour of sunlight, so I'm not excited about that. It's going to get darker now an hour earlier. So these are the times for sunrise and sunset here in Edmond. It's not for the entire U.S., it's just right here at the office. So the times will be location dependent. So let's take a look at our current conditions across the United States. Most of us are actually very quiet. We have high pressure and control in the eastern part of the United States, very quiet as well as we get into the Rockies. We do have a system moving on into the northwest part of the U.S. You can see some showers from Portland down into northwestern parts of California. And we have another little system bringing some showers, maybe a rumble thunder here in North Dakota, but you can see there's a lot of moisture in the southeastern part of the U.S. from southern Georgia down into Florida and getting as far north as southern South Carolina. So we're going to zoom in here. There's actually a low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and that's what's bringing all of this moisture into the southeastern part of the U.S. Lots of heavy rain, some rumbles of thunder right now. Nothing severe is going on right now, but we will be keeping an eye on the southern half of Florida for an isolated storm or two to produce some marginally severe winds. So we'll talk about that a little more in just a second. So current temperatures across the United States, pretty cool for most of us. The exceptions are down in Miami. You're at 74. And some warmer temperatures here in southern Arizona, 60s and 70s for you guys as well. So let's zoom in here a bit into the southeastern part of the United States. You can see a little bit of a temperature divider. We do have a warm front reaching on to the north. Cool, very cool. North of the front, and a little bit warmer to the south. We have 70s going on in Orlando as well as Miami. So the dew points across the United States, they are very low, except for here in Florida. A lot of moisture. You saw all that rain on the radar, and these dew points are very uncomfortable from basically Daytona Beach with a 66-degree dew point, and then a little bit stickier as you head on to the south here in Orlando. Very uncomfortable as you get to Miami with a 73-degree dew point. So lots of moisture, and we do have some instability in place that will fire off some storms out as well. So here's our future radar. You guys know how it rolls. This is one particular model, one particular run of this model. So a lot of showers and storms are going on right now, and as we get through the afternoon, some clearing in some spots, but we could see some new development, especially in the southern part of the state. This is at 5 p.m. Central Time, so 6 p.m. Eastern Time here in Florida. Some stronger storms may try to fire up, and then as we get later on into the evening, that activity will continue to fire up, die down, and then eventually move off the coast as we get through the evening and overnight hours. So we don't have a chance for hail today, as you can see here. No severe hail is expected, but we do have a small chance to see, again, very isolated, spotty wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour. I think just heavy rain is going to be more of a concern today, but we can't rule out an isolated wind gust or two up to 60 miles per hour from Orlando down to Tampa, south to Miami. So that's all she wrote for today's severe outlook. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be a very quiet day. That system in Florida will be moving off into the Atlantic, and basically tomorrow we're not expecting anything in terms of hail or wind. So it should be pretty quiet. But as we get into the beginning of next week, we need to watch this pattern to change. It's going to be quiet for tomorrow and Sunday, maybe most of Monday as well, but getting into Tuesday, as I'll show you in just a second, we got to watch this system right here. This is tomorrow at noon as we go forward in time. Really not a whole lot to talk about in terms of, anything. It's going to be quiet. That system that's impacting Florida right now will be in the Atlantic, so really no major systems to keep an eye. Here we go. As we get into Tuesday, this system will start to dig onto the south, so we'll have a nice trough here. Tuesday, we could see some marginally severe weather. I mean, this is still, 5 days out, so we're really far out there, so a lot of things can change. But this is getting into Wednesday, the middle of the country. We need to watch basically from here northward to Kansas, maybe Missouri. Again, I'll keep saying this, we're still very far out, you guys, so a lot of things can change. But as of right now, this system will continue to move on to the east and continue to dig and strengthen. And we got to watch the southeastern coast on Thursday. And yeah, it's going to get a little bit chilly up here, you guys, in the northern part of the U.S. And yeah, that's all she wrote for that. So this is a system that we need to watch. We'll see what she does as we get into next week. So here's the why. I mean, basically it's dry right now. Florida is the only exception where it's really humid with all that rain and just the low pressure just bringing in a whole bunch of moisture with it. The rest of the U.S. is just dry, and it's going to continue to stay that way as we get through tomorrow and Sunday as well as into Monday. But you can see as we get into Monday that we're starting to see that moisture return, getting that moisture up into Texas and here in Oklahoma and Kansas, parts of Missouri. We shouldn't see any severe weather on Monday. I don't think there's going to be enough moisture with that, but as we get into Tuesday, the moisture return starts to look a little bit better. So starting Tuesday, looks like we have to really start watching conditions here in the United States. Wednesday as well, and then you can see that moisture starts to move on to the east here as we get into Thursday. And the same deal with the Cape, a little bit here in Florida. Again, that Cape is that instability that those storms need to fire up and keep going. As we get into Saturday and Sunday and Monday, you can see there's no instability really to fire anything off. But then we get to Tuesday and we do see a little bit. So that's really the first day that we really need to start watching things. And then as we get into Wednesday, that Cape looks like it's going to increase a little bit more. So Tuesday to Thursday, again next week, we will be watching for the chances of severe weather. And then I think as we get into Friday, it looks like along the far eastern coast of the U.S. we have to watch in the morning. And then we'll see if it sticks around or not on Friday, or if it will move off the coast by the afternoon. So we're going to close out with a few cities here. If you're in Denver, very nice day, up to 72 degrees by 3 p.m. at your time. No issues in terms of snow or rain or anything like that. So if you're in Denver, really good roofing day for you. And same deal here in Dallas. We'll let that show up here. Here we go. So it's going to be a little bit, chilly, at least for me, but for roofers, you guys, you may love this. Temperatures in the lower 60s and then cool off into the lower 40s in the overnight hours. Same deal like in Denver, no problems whatsoever in terms of weather impacting your work today. And lastly, here in Oklahoma City, same deal, a little bit cooler here though, just below 60 at 3 p.m. Maybe we'll get lucky and hit 60. That would be really nice, especially since it's been really cool and gross here the last few days, but should be a really nice day for roofing here in Oklahoma City as well. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow one, follow two, follow them all. We love talking to you guys. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hilltrace.com and check out our website at www.hilltrace.com, where we have more information about us and our products. And if you need any help with anything, please reach out. We are here to help you. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend.